The pumpkin leaves next to the planting hills are beginning to wither, just as my Uncle Sam said they would. And the pumpkins are beginning to ripen. Oh, they're getting big too. And they're starting to turn orange. Just like the leaves on the maple tree in the front yard will begin changing their color in the next few weeks. This is going to be a nice one, as is this one over here. This is Sabrina's pumpkin, the 10-year-old girl across the street. It's beginning to turn. Might not be long now. Now, there's still a number of green ones around that need to be ripening up. Most of the pumpkins are ready to be picked from the vine. There's my little mascot right there, runt of the litter. A lot of the pumpkins have been spoken for by friends and neighbors. The big one on the left there, and I think that's going to be the biggest one of the bunch, has been claimed by my neighbor Peter, who's behind this fence here in the backyard. He's going to give it to his grandsons. This one's also a nice big one. It'll make a really great jack-o'-lantern. And this one has been claimed by Sarah, the 12-year-old girl who lives 3 doors away. This one hasn't been claimed by anybody as yet. And this one belongs to Andre, the 3-year-old boy who lives next door to us. Another lovely pumpkin grew right here, and I snipped it off last week, and I gave that to Sabrina, the 10-year-old girl across the street. And it was one of the first pumpkins to bloom, and she immediately said she would like to have that as hers. This one is also quite lovely, and I think I'm going to save this for my cousin Dixie, who lives out near Ottawa and is coming in a couple of weeks' time. And she's been just very enthusiastic about this project the whole season long. And there are others that haven't quite turned color yet, but a couple of weeks, and I think it'll be time. Well, now that the pumpkin crop has pretty much been finalized, I've taken away a lot of the excess vine away that is pretty much useless, and I'm going to chop it up and put it away as yard waste. Now, here's a vine here. Could be a secondary or even a tertiary vine, and it found its way into the tomato plants and dug some roots in there. And also, here are some flowers that did get pollinated. There's a fruit starting to grow, as with the other one on the right, but it's too late in the game, and I'm certain that these won't grow into fully mature pumpkins. And here's a flower that just got pollinated, maybe today or the other day. But anyway, as I say, the pumpkin crop is finalized. And so the pumpkin growing season is about to come to a close, and for my first stab at it, it was quite a good yield. About 2 dozen pumpkins altogether, over half of which were a very decent size and shape, and they're going to make excellent jack-o'-lanterns this Halloween. The remaining few on the vine are going to be going to friends and neighbors, and I hope they enjoy them as well. Some neighbors are proudly displaying their pumpkins on their front porches, including me. And so at this point, I guess I'd like to thank, first of all, my mum, who let me use her yard for what at first sounded like a harebrained scheme. My Uncle Sam, who is a gardener par excellence and who's mentoring throughout the season, helped me immensely. And lastly, perhaps most importantly, the Heavenly Father, who makes it all possible.
Your dad is little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Your dad is little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Sometimes I think that you got a whole lot of soul. I'm going down to Vegas, gonna take $1,000 in cash. I'm going down to Vegas, gonna take $1,000 in cash. I know my little pumpkin wife is just how long the money will last. Your dad is little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Your dad is little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Sometimes I think that you got a whole lot of soul. If you see my little pumpkin, tell him that his daddy's in jail. If you see my little pumpkin, tell him that his daddy's in jail. I know my little pumpkin's gonna go and raise his daddy's bail. Your daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Your daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. You've never done nothing to say